Bonjour, je m'appelle Jimou Francis, and back at you with another hard-hitting video. My apologies for the first video. My friend recorded that, and he's not the brightest when it comes to that, but that's neither here nor there. I'm here to make it better, so let's get into it. So, who is Lady Hopium? Emily Xavaria Mercy, Jade, formerly Lord Darke. But for the sake of this video, I'll be referring to him as Jamie. Now, Jamie, first and foremost, is a transgender contemporary politics streamer, which in this day and age isn't really that unusual, right? You know, he talks about current events and, you know, whatever's popular in the news and, you know, Twitch drama stuff. So, but he also mixes it up. You know, he spices it up. You know, you can't just talk about politics all the time. So Jamie has an endless litany of hilarious anecdotes and life advice and stories and lots of wonderful things. And his fucking rants are just so hard hitting. Why are they so overlooked? Because they're a very talented person. Oh, I almost forgot. They're also a musician. This is a Renaissance man. Excuse me, woman. But let's get into the lore of it. How I came across Jamie. Well, I interacted with him years ago in a Discord server for the Drunken Peasants podcast, which, if you know about, I feel really bad for you. That was something else. And he just struck me as off because at the time he would fake a British accent, which he'll defend to the death now as a weird trauma cope or something. But bro, you're a grown man pretending to be British. Like, come on now. And I subscribed to his channel, and I would just casually see his stuff in my feed. I maybe tuned in once or twice, but I just saw it as goofy. And he was off my radar for a bit, up until about, I want to say, 2021 in the summer, when he dropped his stream coming out as transgender, which, you know, total curveball. So I watched that, and he was going on about some life story about how he tried to kill himself by jumping off a roof and this and that, but it's all really goofy and over exaggerated. And from other stories he's told, he makes it sound as if his family lived in like a double wide trailer, and he was going to jump off the roof of that, which I think is just really funny. Like, but anyways, and I just knew that there was something special because right after talking about this very harrowing story about his dad calling him a not nice word for a gay person that starts with F, and him threatening to, you know, jump off the roof, he played some of his wonderful rap music. Now, that's a whole other thing. His music is truly something else. I'll give credit where credit's due. Some of the beats are all right. He doesn't make his own beats, so shout out to whoever is commissioned to make your beats, because they're putting in the work. But in terms of lyricism and context, his songs usually revolve around personal stories about either abuse, his attempted suicide. His newest hit is "Say Gay," which he wants you to share to all of your conservative family members. And speaking of conservative family members, politics. Jamie is a radical liberal, according to him. Before he used labels like socialist. Never really said communist, I'll give him that credit. But for the most part, he's left-leaning. He wants all these radical programs. He doesn't really believe in anything, though. That's the thing. He hates consistency. Consistency, in his words, is pointless. It's like reactionary. And so he has ever-shifting views about things, depending on whatever figurehead he is watching that week, what their opinion is. And weirdly enough, this applies to podcast hosts that he now decries. Now, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a whole other fucking can of worms. But the Drunken Peasants podcast was hosted by the amazing atheist, known as TJ, and there was a guy on there named Paul. Now, both of these guys are just your typical, you know, mid-2000s internet edgelord atheists. Nothing unusual there. But for some weird reason, Jamie is weirdly attached to these people and cares somewhat deeply about what they think about him, because he's had debates with these people where he is just utterly fucking destroyed, and he'll come back like a whimpering dog and be like, you know what, my points coming in were kind of wrong, and Paul was right at the end of it. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, but he like lingers on it, And I guess shifting into something completely different, a little bit more light, he gets into these absurd situations. Jamie is a storyteller at heart, like Paul's ego. And, I just wanted to share a few. So, according to Jamie, for his 16th birthday, he was given a sacking present. Now, I don't know, I guess it has different names depending on where you're from in the country, but it's basically sack tap and getting punched in the balls. And apparently, according to Jamie, he went home from school on his birthday and all his friends were there, and they held him down and punched him in the balls. Like, just really, really wacky and weird. Another one is that when he was like 15 or 16 as well, his sister had a boyfriend come over, and he introduced himself as a bisexual ninja, and his sister and her boyfriend were getting it on. He was trying to do something, so he like kicks in the door, and he's like, "You better fucking stop!" And it's just so funny to visualize, because he was doing the British accent too at the time, which fucking top notch. It's just really funny, and the thing is, it's like, how the streams are structured and formatted is what really feeds into it, because it'll go from like a 45 nonsense political rant about charitability or how fucked Republicans are or whatever, and then immediately into something like that. And that's why I'd say it's worth watching. Also, like the weird habits he has of leaning off camera and very, very suspicious sniffs. For someone who claims to like always be desperate and needing money, he's never short of having vapes or liquor to drink or weed to smoke. And I don't know, it's just really sad. If anyone in Jamie's life is a victim, it isn't him. It's his grandmother who lets him live there for free. That woman is a saint. But yeah, I think Jamie is a budgeting lolcow. I just think a lot of people are sort of unwilling to sit through the shit, which I understand. It's a lot, but there's a treasure trove out there, and I guess coming up when I can, I'll compile clips and whatnot. He's always been wanting to ask for someone to clip his streams, and I'm more than willing to. So Jamie, since I know you're watching this video, I'm more than willing to clip your streams. I've seen every one of your streams. I'm your top donator. I'm your biggest fan, brother. Let's work together on this one. But anyways, if you want to just tune into Jamie's streams or watch an old one, because more often than not, he's not going to be streaming. He doesn't have a schedule. Schedules are, consistencies for retards. Oh, sorry, I used the R slur. Conservatives, But anyways, I've been Jimu Francis. This is a really, really retarded video, and catch you on the flip side.